Well, joining us to discuss is New York Congresswoman Elise. Congresswoman, thank you so much for coming on the show. Good to see you. The energy there, I'm sure, is palpable for you to watch that crowd gathered. Hey, who cares how cold it is? We're coming out here because this is something we believe in. I ask, what does that resonate with you, and what does that mean to you, seeing all those faces out there?
Oh, it is an extraordinary day, and I've had the opportunity to greet my constituents year after year who come to Washington to March for Life. And for me, as a new mom of my son, Sam, who's almost 5 months old, there is nothing more special, more extraordinary, more of a miracle than life. And I agree that our first human right is the right to life, so I'm so proud of the outpouring of support and outpouring of people from all across this country. And I'm particularly proud that House Republicans will be well represented there with 2 speakers. We have Chris Smith from New Jersey, who has an extraordinary pro-life record, and Julia Letlow from Louisiana, who is a mom of 2 young children. They're going to represent the House Republicans very well there today.
It's going to be a cold one. They will be out there. You know, it's interesting because a topic that was brought up just now, which you just heard, this could be the last one, depending on what the Supreme Court rules this summer.
Absolutely. So the Dobbs case is incredibly important for the pro-life movement, and we will have a decision from the Supreme Court by next June on that issue. But I think what's really important is medicine and technology and science. We know more and more about how much a baby feels, how early they feel, how early they develop, and making sure the American people know that is part of our job, those of us in the pro-life movement. So I'm very glad that there are so many people standing up for their beliefs today and standing up for the most vulnerable among us, the unborn.
Let me switch to a different topic now, if I can, with you. Congresswoman, you've been hammering down on President Biden and the Democrats' disastrous first year, which just came to an end. They're in the second now. You say Americans are suffering. They want change. Can the Biden administration turn this around in year 2?
You know, unfortunately, they are doubling down on their failed policies. You would think that they would understand and listen to the American people who are struggling with crisis after crisis. Some of the key issues I hear from my constituents in the North Country in New York are an inflation crisis, rising gas prices, crime continuing to skyrocket across this country, the border crisis, and yet every single day, both President Biden, House Democrats, and Senate Democrats don't bring a single bill to the floor to deal with any of those issues. Instead, they are considering the largest tax hike and largest spending bill in our nation's history. And then they are continuing their divisive rhetoric and want to have a federal takeover elections. So their number one priority is really insulating themselves and making sure that they can stay in power rather than focusing on the issues that matter to the American people.
Yeah, voting legislation, that failed on the Senate floor. Nuking the filibuster, that failed as well. We'll see what happens there in year 2. I want to turn to a wave of crime that we've seen coast to coast, but one that would hit in your state. This one in the Bronx, an 11-month-old girl, baby girl, shot in the face. And we continue to see crime spiral out of control. What is your message to the people of New York that they just went? And here's a video from the NYPD of the alleged suspect. People just want to feel safe, Congresswoman. How can we get this done?
People want to feel safe, and this is a crime crisis. My heart absolutely breaks for that child, that innocent 11-month-old baby who lost their life, and those poor parents and family members. That is a loss that will never, ever be replaced. And again, as a new mom, there is nothing more horrific than thinking about this. The crime crisis is out of control. We have DAs in New York State who side with the criminal rather than the victims, who side with the criminals rather than siding with law enforcement. We no longer have equal justice under the law when you have district attorneys on the far left making decisions that they don't want to prosecute cases. And unfortunately, our communities have suffered. Look at the statistics. You have homicide rates through the roof in many cities across America. You have crime not this bad since, frankly, a long time ago, decades ago. And it is going to be very important that as voters go to the polls this November, Republicans are committed to supporting our law enforcement, to making the investments and increasing our funding for the police to make sure that we have safe and secure communities. That's in stark contrast to the defund the police movement and the releasing on bail that has caused criminals to commit crimes over and over and over again.
Oh, Congresswoman Elise joining us live on this Friday. We do appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
You got it. We'll bring on our panelists for this.